Ruth retired at 64. For 15 winters, she kept her thermostat at 66 degrees because the furnace was original to the house, and she never found out what a new one cost. She drove a 2009 Camry, treated the check engine light as decorative, and kept a kitchen drawer full of rubber bands sorted by size. Inside her desk was a printed itinerary for 9 days in Ireland, $6,200 all in. It was printed in 2018 and remained in that drawer, unbooked, until she died. Ruth died at 79. She wasn't scammed, she wasn't broke, and she was never confused. She simply finished her life with $27,000 more than she had on the day she retired. Data from the Employee Benefit Research Institute confirms that Ruth's behavior is the statistical standard for the modern retiree. This bar chart shows the reality for those entering retirement with over $500,000. On average, they spend down just 11.8% of their assets over 2 decades, leaving nearly 90% of their wealth untouched. Roughly 1/3 of retirees in that dataset actually saw their net worth increase over an 18-year period. They spent nearly 2 decades accidentally growing their savings. The behavior changes based on the source of the income. Retirees with a pension saw their savings drop about 4. Managing a 401k effectively requires a person to solve for 3 unknown variables: lifetime market returns, future healthcare costs, and their own date of death. Without institutional guidance or a safety net, the management of retirement savings becomes a lifelong exercise in solitary guesswork. We took a job previously handled by entire departments of professional actuaries and handed it to individual employees with no access to mortality tables or risk pooling tools. Replacing pensions with individual accounts offloaded massive institutional risk onto workers who lacked the professional training to manage it. Retirees often face conflicting advice regarding the 4% rule, with experts debating rates between 3.3 and 5%. To avoid the risk of running out of money, most savers predictably choose the lowest possible withdrawal rate, sacrificing years of experiences for a sense of safety. That caution is driven by the specific cost of long-term care. A private nursing home room now nears $127,000 a year, while assisted living averages $70,000. Medicare does not cover these costs, and the private insurance market for long-term care has largely collapsed. Most providers have either exited the market or raised premiums to levels that are inaccessible for those over 70. Consequently, retirees are forced to self-insure, walling off hundreds of thousands of dollars to protect against a medical event that hits roughly 5% of households for 5 years or more. Psychological loss aversion compounds this fear. After 40 years of training the saving muscle, many retirees view every withdrawal from their principal as a failure, rather than the plan working. Aggressive hoarding functions as a rational self-insurance strategy against a system that offers no protection from catastrophic medical costs. Breaking this cycle of fear requires a strategy that mimics the stability of a pension by building a guaranteed income floor. Delaying Social Security until age 70 is the most effective way to build this floor. Each year of patients past 62 adds roughly 8% to the inflation-adjusted, federally backed check for life. When guaranteed income streams cover fixed survival costs, like taxes, utilities, and groceries, the retiree's psychological reliance on their portfolio balance diminishes. Once the survival floor is established, the remaining investment portfolio transitions into a fund designated specifically for life experiences. This strategy recognizes the utility window, where the value of a dollar is measured by the physical capability of the person spending it. An energetic 67-year-old can navigate the hills of Lisbon with ease. For an 89-year-old, that same dollar might only be useful for medical equipment. Rescheduling a hiking trip into your 80s often means moving money away from a version of yourself who can use it and toward a version of yourself who cannot. Gifting wealth to heirs while you are still alive allows that money to have its maximum impact, providing a life-changing event for a 30-year-old rather than a modest inheritance for a 58-year-old. Real financial success involves pairing capital accumulation with the structural permission to spend it while you are still physically capable of enjoying it. For more analysis on the systems governing our financial lives, like this video and follow the US Finox channel.